Boy, did you see how fast Rattle moved? That man, he will sit on videos for a long chunk of time, but I woke up bright and early today. I was like, you know what, I'm going to go to bed. I worked the afternoon to nights, and I was like, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to wake up early. I don't care what's going on. Rattle is going to drop everything he is doing and make a video discussing these points. And guess what? I woke up like a boy on Christmas, and I saw exactly what I knew I was going to see. A video discussing. I will say, I appreciate Rattle focusing the criticism primarily on me, because the whole Vert video on that stuff too, I will say Rattle's criticism on Vert's portion of it is somewhat valid. I'm not going to say everything is, but there is a little bit of that portion where I will say there's some solid criticism there because of the stances Vert took and the hardcore, this is that, I think this, I think that. And he laid out a bunch of things, and Vert's just not cut from the same cord as me and you, Rattle. He can't do this back and forth. He's not, I love Nate to death, I do, but that was some goofy goober stuff. Me and the boys talked to him about that, and we even were like, bro, we think you went a little too on that whole thing. So don't worry, that's been addressed. I appreciate you keeping it mano-y-mano for the most part, and I will address the other things we're brought up too. So, Rattle brought up a video, and his primary criticism of the entire thing is basically myself and Vert talking about the whole Pokey Chloe, you know, scalping, blah, blah, blah situation. Everyone wants to say the word scalping now. Everyone wants to throw that word around as if that was what the whole point of the video was. I put out two videos. One, it was the very intro of it where I asked, is this scalping? I never claimed it was scalping. I never did. And I showed Pokey Chloe's, I guess it's a business fucking thing now. It's not even her thing, but it says Pokey Chloe right on the actual eBay account. But it showed her having 6 of these cards right here, and it showed them being resold for about $1,000. Now, there was something going around on Instagram saying that they were being purchased by creators, and her name was brought up for about 100 pounds. In my video where I discuss this, I keep it very open and speculative because I don't truly know how much she paid for them. They actually were purchased for about 100 pounds. I don't know if that's true. I don't know 100% if that's the case or anything like that. However, I guarantee these are being turned and flipped for a profit, and there's 6 available right there. So I don't know if she paid that much for them. She could have paid a little bit more. She could have got them for free. I'm not really too sure. It could have been from her team members or something like that. So all I know is she did not pay $1,000 for these promos, and I know for sure that these are being flipped for a profit, which, hey, more power to you. See, that's a pretty big range. Not only do I say it could have been less all the way to possibly given or anything, because I don't truly know. I'm not 100%. I wasn't there, okay? I said it could have been more. She could have paid more for that. But I provided proof that that was what was actually going around, which, you know, Rattle doesn't like that. He doesn't like that somebody went based off that and put out something saying, okay, maybe this is what it is, maybe it isn't. It's not like he's never done that before. Absolutely not. He would never. Not the King Rattle. He'd never assume things about people, even if it's truly a bad take to have, right?
So what we had here was PDC Adrian, essentially, who got threatened and jabbed in the head, and now the story has changed many times. So that's the story that I'm going to assume is the true one. At certain times, RoboSkills admits to threatening and basically assaulting people, and at other times he says that it didn't happen. So I'm gonna have to go with he jabbed him in the head.
Anyway, the price point was absolutely secondary and does not change the topic of the video whatsoever. The main comparison in the second video, because I'd proposed a question, is this scalping? And I'd gotten several answers regarding the actual topic. I didn't put my opinion in there. I wanted to know what people thought. And there was a lot of people that thought it was, and there was a lot of people that did not, who basically said the circumstances in which it was obtained and the fact they went to Worlds, they recouped their time, they recouped their effort, they were a business, they were doing this, they were buying, they're selling. It's their cards, they're free to do whatever the hell they want, in which case I agreed. I said, okay, if that's what the community has to say about it, that's absolutely perfectly fine. In which case, that is what Rattle, he ran with that portion of the video, and that was it. He didn't discuss any part of the second video where I compare it to the resellers who were selling the Pokemon Worlds merch. The people that went to the Pokemon Center, bought up stuff, maybe they got their limit, maybe they got a little bit extra, but they were parked right outside. They were just sitting there, setting up a nice old assembly line right outside, reselling said merch to make a profit. And all I did, and all I said, was that if this one thing is okay, if someone going to Worlds, purchasing Worlds exclusive things, and then turning around and reselling said things, whether it be cards or merch or anything, for a profit is perfectly fine, then we do not truly have a scalping problem here, and this is just the way it is. It's people going to Worlds, it's people getting stuff from Hawaii, it's people doing this, doing that, getting their cards, and ultimately, the creator and the reseller should be held on the same standard. I didn't bring Chloe down to like some kind of level. In fact, all I did was bring the resellers up to her level and basically said, okay, it's fine. If this is okay, this is fine. If it's not okay, then both of them are not okay. Our opinions are invalid on this. You're never going to win a money argument here in the Pokemon space because there's so many different opinions on how people should and should not make money. That's why there's so many investment channels. That's why there's so many collection channels. That's why there's so many people discussing what to do with Pokemon cards, and every single one of them gets some semblance of views. You're never going to completely agree on what to do in this place with money. And it's not up to us to determine how people do that stuff. I used to be a very angry person when it comes to scalping, and I went pretty crazy hard in the paint on some of them, right? In my time, in those last 2 years, I have definitely settled down, and as the Japanese market has cooled off, which is my primary method of collecting, I have cooled down tremendously, and I don't like that people resell things for a super high price. I don't. But I've accepted that that's just something that people are going to do, and if people buy the stupid stuff up, that's just how it's going to be. I can't change it. I have now since started looking at cards differently. I've made certain changes to how I collect things. I've made certain changes to product, and I have now teamed up and worked with somebody who I have previously criticized for being a scalper, have come to understand different aspects of the hobby, and have cooled down dramatically. The point of my video was never to call anybody a scalper, because you can wring both of my videos dry. I never insult her. I never call her a scalper. I never say anything about her, the character. I never insult any aspect about, you know, Chloe or Dean or anybody she associates with. I never even say she's not allowed to sell the cards. In fact, what did I say? I'll put it right here. Play for one more time. Now, people are saying it's okay. She's allowed to sell her own staff promo. I completely agree. If that's her staff promo and she wants to do it, hell, all 6 of them are hers. She can sell them if she wants. And yet this narrative is kind of being churned out that I said that it's bad or anything like that, when the whole point of these 2 videos was literally just to hold everybody to the same standard. If one's good, one's good. They're all good. If one's bad, they're all bad, okay? We're not going to just be holding different people to different standards based off people being content creators or being no-name resellers or being LGSs or anything like that, which is funny because that comment does get brought up over here, and Rattle understands the premise kind of, but he kind of deliberately tiptoes around it when it isn't that stuff. No, that's the whole point. I've criticized LGSs before. I have grown and changed my opinion a good little bit based off actually looking and experiencing different things in the Pokemon community. I don't like that people resell things for a high amount, but I am now at the point where I understand that's just what's gonna fucking happen in the market, okay? And like I said, I now work with Pokey and E, someone who took criticism way better than anybody Rattle could ever dream of taking criticism. Like, he took criticism like a goddamn champ. And I am so grateful that Brian wants to work and partner and all that stuff. It's been a great blast ever since we started doing that. And I truly do appreciate everything. I have changed a lot. If you want to make criticism about me like 3 years ago up to now and say, wow, Opossum's changed, that would be valid criticism, because I have. I've mellowed out considerably, and I am a lot more understanding of what people do with their money and with cards and all that stuff. And a good example of that is all the Pokey investors I've been talking to lately. Yes, I still goof on the Pokey investors and still talk about all that stuff. And I do still think that some people's like actual takes on that are up for criticism too. But at the same time, it's not like completely all bad. Sitting on a couple booster boxes ain't gonna hurt nobody. Fucking holding on to a couple cards that you genuinely like for a collection, them having some value, isn't the fucking end of the world. Like, I understand that that is a thing. It's just really crazy to me that like my video is not bullying or a hit piece like he said at all. Like, Rattle said that in his video, that it's a hit piece, which you're welcome to say that, by the way, big dog, but it does make you look kind of goofy whenever people go into my video and watch it and they're not extremely biased and they're like, huh, Opossum never insulted this person. He never said anything bad about them. He didn't insult people they associate with. He didn't do, all he said was that resellers and like content creators and LGSs should all be held to the same standard. If one's okay, it's all okay, right? Obviously, if someone steals something, that's different, but that wasn't on the table. It's people buying things with their own money that people are willing to sell on a market price that people agree upon, and then just being like, yeah, fuck it, that's cool. And that was my video. That was the entire thing. It's in the fucking title. These guys are not scalpers. These are not scalpers. It's in the title. I don't know what else you want, man. I don't know why you're twisting the video into something else and bringing up stuff from a month and a half ago when you didn't feel the need to fucking criticize it or hop on it then. You just sat on it and stewed on it for a month and a half, and now you bring it up when it's completely irrelevant. He said I'm a fake. He said that like this, he's gonna do my job for me. Oh, they just need to copy my homework and all. Dude, I mean, like, I'm not gonna say that you don't do anything here. I don't agree with a lot of the shit you say, but to say you haven't done anything and that you're just a bad, do-nothing person here would be false. You've done a lot of good work here. I will always respect the work that you've done, and I will always say you are a great asset to this place. I think your ego is insane, though, how you truly think that, like, people just copy. You called me a fake rattle Pokemon. You call me more names in your video and than I did in the supposed bully and hit piece video that you're talking about. In which case, I never say she's not allowed to say anything, nor do I ever call her a scalper, nor do I do any of that stuff. I level out a question saying, what's the difference between selling here and selling here? And I'm just saying, why is it any different? Let's just hold it to the same standard. But you tiptoe around that argument, and you don't even like it's like you deliberately cut out the other half of the video of me comparing that stuff. Like I said, you comparing things with Vert. Vert 100% said that he thinks that she got them for free, that she got flown out there, which I never said any of that. Vert just jumped the gun. I won't even lie. And we talked to him as like our friend group, and we were like, bro, that was a lot. That was a ton of stuff. If you go look at Vert's video, I didn't comment on it. I didn't do anything with it. I watched it and was like, holy shit, dude. Like, that was like the next level. I was skating on thin ice anyway. And that dude just he just cannonballed into that icy lake and was just like, screw it, man. And whatever. I like Vert. He's a goofball. Like I said, he's not cut from the same cord. It's just really funny that like certain comments and things were brought up. Like, he spends a lot of time on Vert's comments because he's the one that truly engaged with the comment stuff. I did get some though, like this one right here where Rattle's basically like saying like, oh look, he hearted and put eyes on this one for a joke where it was like, ask me if I'm surprised, and I answer with a joke answer, are you surprised? Notice below any of that regarding, I didn't say anything. I didn't acknowledge it. I didn't like it. I answered with a joke answer, and sure, whatever. Hey, I can do that exact same thing too, by the way. No one's allowed to sell. Oh, only the frat boys, though. So what does that mean? Are you saying that I said no one's allowed to sell except Cool Trainer Ryan? Because I did. In fact, play it for me one more time. What'd I say? Now, people are saying it's okay. She's allowed to sell her own staff. I completely agree. If that's her staff promo and she wants to do it, hell, all 6 of them are hers. She can sell them if she wants. Yeah, that's actually what I said. I said she's fine to sell them. I just want all the sellers here to be held to the same standard. I don't want people fucking just looking at like resellers selling this World's merchandise like they're some kind of scum, when essentially they're doing the same thing as buying a World's card, which is a World-specific event. Yes, I know it's different because it's handed out to staff. They still paid the same money. They still were like, here's money for said card, and they still took the card and put it up on eBay to flip to make a profit. It's not bad. I'm not saying that. That's not for me to fucking decide. But it's not for me to decide either, apparently, if we're going to hold this standard that someone who waited in line for fucking 12 hours, 13 hours, in order to actually go get a ukulele or 2 or 3, even though I really want that, to resell it for the price that people are fucking determining is okay. It's the same thing. One person went to Worlds to buy this stuff. One person went to Worlds to buy this stuff. And look at that. We're looking. So here's the comment right here. I really hate that the simp comments are really getting a lot of like upvotes on Rattle stuff. Here's the comment that really needs to be upvoted, because this guy right here 100% understood the video, and I appreciate it. He's like, I may be dumb, but no, you're absolutely not dumb. You understand the premise of this video entirely. How is it that the world's greatest Pokemon detective, the guy who literally does all the work here, who frames everything, and we all just copy his homework, we're all fake Rattles out here, can't figure this shit out? But a random comment on his section gets what it is. It's holding everybody to the same goddamn standard. Oh my god, dude, it's funny. This is the criticism I had about you in the previous video. You dislike people so much that it clouds your judgment to accurately see what people have said. You literally took my video, twisted it, and slid it right into a slot to make it work how you wanted it to. I never attacked her. I never bullied her. I never even said what she did was wrong. I never called her a scalper. I proposed a question to the community, and based on how a portion of the community responded, I applied that same logic to other people selling items. And the same works for the LGS and all that stuff too. It's funny. This comment really got me, and it's going to lead like directly into what I want to talk about next, because there was a couple good things with the Rattles video where Billy says like, I'm the most dangerous creator or something like that. Billy, really, I'm the most dangerous creator? Like, are you sure about that? Are you positive? Are you really sure? Like, I know I'm a guy that throws tantrums on stuff, but like, really? I know you don't like my content, but I'm not even the most dangerous person in this fucking video. I'm not even the fucking most dangerous thing in this place. Fucking Rattle, thank you so much for putting this up, by the way. There's something that was floating around in CTR's Discord about racism and sexism and fucking the grape word and all that stuff. And it is absolutely disgusting. I would actually recommend watching the last like 2-3 minutes of Rattle's. You watch the whole thing actually, because you're free to your criticism about the entire thing. I think he just completely twisted. But the thing he said at the end in Ryan's Discord about some of the mods just being absolutely disgusting and typing some very gross things, I definitely do stand by. That is actually gross. I left that Discord. I'm sorry, but like Ryan, I really do think you need to at least address that. You need to handle something with that, and you need to do it quick. You're your own man, do your own thing. I'm just saying I can't associate with any of that type of garbage, dude, nor will I. That's absolutely gross. I'm sorry. Yeah, Rattle, it's crazy. I think the ego you have here is really going to be your downfall. I think the fact that you're not willing to change or adapt or anything like that is ultimately just going to be your demise. It's something that you don't do well here. You do what you do great, amazingly, and I will never take that from you. And I really don't want to like throw fucking like just names and shit at you, because ultimately that's just going to be more fuel for you to misconstrue videos. And I guess I don't want to see you fail. It's just it's a crying shame that the exact same thing you're accusing me of doing, you just literally do it on screen just to slide it in and make that video. Really, if I wanted to win this argument, I'm going to leave with this. This is how, if I wanted to win this argument 100%, if I wanted to just checkmate this stuff, I could literally say one word and drop the mic and walk away. And I'm going to do that at the end of this video. But think about what I said, Rattle. I genuinely mean it. PTCG Radio.